The game for the Spiders has been inside all night. Canty with a tie-up again.
Terry Allen, and Lindsey, he's just trying to beat his man down the floor off the dribble.
There's Brandon Frazier. As a coach sometimes, because you can also lose a guy, right?
Yeah, you can, but you know what? When you lose 4 straight games, you got to make some kind of change.
Anything they do offensively has been able to work with Ryan Rooms underneath with a rebound, a putback, and a foul. Now for Canty tonight. Long three-pointer, and that one good by Brandon Frazier. Pick up his lineup a little bit today. And there's Severe, finally gets an open look and hits one. Man down, can't make it, and Rooms is there. Frazier in the lane with a finger roll.
And what we expect to be such a competitive league, nobody wants to start the season 0-2.
Brandon Frazier. Like Severe, you set something up to get him a shot, maybe a little better than that. He'll take it. Frazier on Nelson Adota, with a follow by Travion Leonard.
Just let him sit over this. Well, you know, Friday was we kind of had like a come to Jesus meeting in practice, and then we met again in here Friday afternoon, and we talked about what we need to do to turn the corner. And it was really about effort. Both meetings were about effort, and it was about you know, competing for a full 40 minutes. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that tonight. They're a good basketball team, and I thought we had some great looks to win the game in regulation. But you know, Lindsey's an all-conference player for a reason. He stepped up and he made some real big-time plays for them and big shots. You know, especially late in the game. And you know, when they mattered, and obviously a tough loss. You know, one at home I wanted to get, we wanted to get. So if we play with this kind of effort every night for 40 or 45 minutes or however long it takes, I think we'll win some basketball games. But you know, the question is, I told them we have to come out now Monday and practice angry on Monday and Tuesday as we prepare for a good Dayton team coming in here on Wednesday. That's it.
Coach, you went with Canty and Whitehead today. Do you feel like they gave more energy?
Oh, without a doubt. I think Canty did a great job, don't you? I mean, I think he was flying around and tipping balls and getting rebounds and doing a lot of real good things. And then I think not only the team, but the other 2 bigs, when they came in, played with greater energy than they've been playing with. So message sent, and I think that was an important part of it. And I think it was good to have, you know, both Jermaine Myers and Chris Whitehead on the floor. I think it freed up Brandon Frazier a little bit more. Obviously gave us another ball handler, but kind of a quarterback, you know. I think Brandon has been struggling trying to be a scorer and at the same time running this team. And I wanted to try to pick up tempo tonight against them. I mean, we took 18 more shots than they did. You know, we had 71 attempts. They had 53, and you know, that was the mindset, was to speed up play, and having the little point guards in there helped.
Tom, you're a little harder on Brandon sometimes, being that he's your senior. He goes 11 of 20 tonight when John and Mandel go 5 for 33. How much did that pick you up?
Yeah. Look, it's always somebody, man. That's the problem. The problem is we haven't had a night with Brian Smith, Mandel Thomas, John Severe, and Brandon Frazier all play real well. I don't think we've had that night yet this year. Maybe one. And you know, and that's why I didn't start Mandel. You know, I told Mandel, you know, his father was one of the hardest playing guys. Chad Thomas was one of the hardest playing guys I ever saw play. I recruited him, and he ended up going to Rhode Island. And Mandel's got, you know, a ton of ability, and he's a great kid. And I want him to play with greater passion and just greater intensity. And the same with Brian Smith. So, you know, their roles are going to be defined by that. And I think it was a very physical game, which is to our advantage. You know, we don't have the deepest bench. We want to be able to play through contact and do all of those kind of things. But yeah, look, you're not gonna. It seems like each night we're searching for number 3, that third person to step up and get us up over the top. And it's always 2 guys are having a good night, but who's going to be the third guy to have the big night? And even Brand. I mean, that last shot in regulation, I want him to take it to the rim hard and put the onus on the officials to make a call. You know. Hey, John Severe, you know, He's just learning. So you're going to depend on a freshman to win you all of these games. He had a couple great looks late that he usually knocks down, and he didn't. But you know, I can't put pressure on a freshman like that. That's got to come from veteran players who have been here and been around, and that's obviously Frazier, Brian Smith, and Mandel. And the sophomores, you know, we have rookies and veterans. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, they got to get a little bit more from everybody. We need greater balance.
How much is it about execution in Atlantic 10 rather than having just one of those big nights? Cause
well, no, you have a big night because you execute. You have a big night because you execute a game plan as well as executing plays. I think it's the physicality of it. I think that they've got to start playing through contact and you know, and enjoy it. You know what I mean? You got to play with a purpose, and you got to say to yourself, "I'm getting to the rim," and if someone gets in the way, I'm going through them. Instead of I'm going to try to avoid them, each trip and float and make a fade away and take the path of least resistance.
Like when you have a kid like Severe's going through a long streak like that where he's just not making it, do you bring that up to him? Do you do something? Do you try to run a play for him?
Yeah, well, we ran a couple, yeah, and you know, when I did pull him, I was always, you know, as he comes off the floor, I say, "Hey, John, you're going to make your next one." Shooters got to feel that way. They got to, you know, shoot it up and sleep in the street, man. You know, if they're making them, you got to run out the street. But look, you know, man, he had two rolls. They were halfway down there, you know, at the end, and I mean, you know, he makes those, and it's a different ball game. But he's been inconsistent in that sense as a freshman. But once again, he's a freshman. You know, I mean, think about it. He has a poor night. He has 19. I mean, really, he didn't play well. He gets 19. The kid just scores. He had another night a couple of games ago. He played really poorly. I look, he has 17. So, granted, there's a lot of shots going up. Some of them aren't the greatest shots, but we can live with that because we're teaching him. And I think the hardest thing for great high school scorers as they make the move to college is learning to play with a yellow light, not a green light. Because in high school, they just had the green light. Now they got to understand this isn't the right time to take that shot. I can get that shot anytime. And John can get, you know, he can find a way to elevate and knock down a three late in the clock. So he's a work in progress, as we are, obviously.
seemed like in the first half they were getting to the basket easily. Richmond in the second half, a lot more ball pressure. How do you stop teams getting so many easy looks right at the basket?
Well, we got to contain ball pressure. You know, we got to contain the basketball. They've been getting into the lane, and I was hoping by playing the smaller point guards that would change. You know, but Lindsay's a good one, and Anthony's a good one, and they were able to get by them. And on that last possession, second to last possession for them, I believe in regulation, you know, Lindsay came to a stop and then exploded and went by Frazier. You know, and they can all shoot the ball, so it's hard to get to the ball from the weak side because you got to respect their ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter. I thought another huge play was Derek Williams drive the ball. You know, he went through two people and got it to the rim and scored, and that's, you know, tough veteran players that know what it takes to win, especially on the road in close games.
Anything else?
Good, guys?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate everything.